So, D, what room is this right here?
Now we're going into the memory room. Okay, God, there's so many different pictures up here. But God, you go from Kiss to Nash to Austin, Bruce Willis. Someone painted this, sketched that for me. Michael Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garvin. I was with the Freebirds. Got Big Show over here. Bam Bam and Canyon there. Booker T, Chuck Palumbo, one of the hot young stars at NXT right now. Tommaso Ciampa, what a great kid he is. There's Method Man. You know, back the rapper back then. There's one hell of a player right there, Herschel Walker. Got Steve Young over here. This is my buddies Ira Dean and John Snyder. This is when I was on
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, yes.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
The billionaire there, Marc Cuban. This is the old days in the 80s with Skid Row.
Way back,
yeah. Now check right above that, one of the concerts, that's Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Wow.
At another concert, they're back in with Skid Row. Then you come on down here, got my boy Steve Regal. Oh, wait, who's that?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
That's how we were. That's Rey Mysterio with us there.
Yep,
that was the opening of the
Rumble. Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble, yeah.
Yep.
We walked the red carpet, man.
Yep. And of course, Steve Regal, the one and only
Gene.
All right, a little story behind that picture there. I said, Gino, before I leave, let's get a picture. And he starts to take it. He goes, hold on a second. Are you taking this picture because you think it's the last time you're going to see me? I went, Gene. He goes, I'm just kidding. And then it was last time I saw him. Then you come up here. This is what my series is going to be out in probably the beginning of the year. It's called Gods and Secrets, but I think they're going to change the name. But let's just move up here. Look at that shot right there. Steve Austin with hair. DDP with only the first face tattoos I had since I was 18. And who's that guy?
Oh, my guy, Van Hammer.
And wow. Sledgehammer, his old man.
Oh, man, look at that. That's a great shot.
Yeah, a guy named Brian Durham painted that for me.
Man.
And then if you come over here, that is me and Steamboat and Kevin Nash at the Brian Pillman charity deal. This is when my boy Roddy passed. You know, I went there for that. And this is like backstage passes for, the brand new AEW, man. Got the group there for all access passes. This is the first one. And this right here, these passes, especially this will be worth money, to collectors, big time. And then Darius Rucker's a good friend of mine. This is when me, Goldberg, Nash, and Lex, we were on the stock exchange.
Yes, yeah.
Look at the Nasty Boys.
Always a party with them guys.
Always a party with them.
Oh, I like that right there.
Oh, that's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. Come down below, you always go one of Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
And one of the first Diamond Dolls ever, Tanya. Before I'm ever in wrestling, I run in and I start drinking with beefcake in Mako's in Tampa. And the picture I just had, I wasn't even wrestling then. You got to put the number of the man on this guy right now for all the stuff he's done. For Chris Jericho.
He's done some amazing things.
He's done everything.
Wow.
What hasn't he done? And of course, this is the man.
Yeah.
Taking above, there's another guy you might call the man.
Met him a couple times.
Did a diamond cutter sign behind me, snuck up behind me, and I was taking a selfie. And then, of course, you can call him the man, too, Great.
Yeah.
And then you go up a little bit higher.
Bon Jovi.
Then you got Johnny Bon Jovi up there. Then you go to left. This is my first day of professional wrestling. That is Pat Tanaka, Paul Diamond, and her name was Leanne. And she was one of my girls that I was dating at the time, and she came out with me. And then we have the infamous lockup with Muhammad Ali. And
it's got to be up there, the list of some of the top guys that we've ever met.
Oh,
right?
That's top to me, number one.
Oh my gosh! My favorite picture was when he came backstage and I first met him when I was defending the belt at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah,
great guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Now this is one of my favorite pieces right here. Brian Durham did this for me as well. And I'm up in the ring, Hall of Fame, and Dusty up in the
Oh man, that's beautiful. That's got a special meaning right there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
You know, isn't it amazing? He gave us both our breaks.
Right,
You know what I mean?
absolutely,
If
yeah.
it wasn't for Dusty, there would never been a Johnny Be Bad, and I can't imagine the different paths my life would have taken and yours without this man being on this planet. You know,
No question. Then you come down here, you got one of the studs. I call him John Wayne in Tampa, but that's Derek Brooks, 11-time All-Pro.
Yeah.
Did DDPY. Ended up, he asked me when he was 30 years old, how have you been doing all the stuff you're doing? You know, how are you doing? How are you staying so physical in your 40s? And I showed him the book, Yoga for Regular Guys. And long story short, he did it the whole way through his career. When he retired at 35, he was All-Pro. Ernest the Cat Miller,
great guy.
jumping off the top rope for Ready to Rumble. Down here was the takeover day, again when McMahon's came in and took over WCW. Now this is starting the Hall of Fame row over here. We'll end up here. This is my family up here, my nieces, my brothers and sisters, my beautiful wife. This is my girls. And going
that's a
from
great
left to
picture.
right, Ray, and then Kimmy, and Brittany, and Lexi, who does all the social media work. This is a year before the Hall of Fame. Coming out for the Hall of Fame, the speech. Pretty cool. Coming down into here, I was given that Icon Award. This is the match of the year from WCW, me and Goldberg. This is a beautiful thing that WWE gives you. They give you this beautiful framed out, matted out. They give you a ring, they give you this picture, and they give you a Hall of Fame belt. And this is back when Jay Leno did the time with us, and Goldberg. And this right here, I'm hanging at the bar, and Nate just comes up to me and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "what are you drinking?" We start drinking, have a drink. He goes, "Hey, what time's your flight tomorrow?" I said, 7 a.m. This is Hall of Fame weekend. And he said, 7 a.m. He goes, "Oh, who booked that?" I go, "Not me." He goes, "You're not taking that flight." He goes, you went in the Hall of Fame. I got limousine, the Learjet flying you and Brenda back to Atlanta. How cool is that, right? Now along here is me and Dusty 32 years ago.
Wow.
I'm 31 there working Florida Championship Wrestling. And then me and Scott Hall, when he was the Diamond Stud, look at that look, way before Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
He was a Diamond Stud. Me and Jay Leno, shot in the ring, being head to head with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Caught these cats,
Oh, man.
Kramer and Seinfeld.
Where was that at?
It was a called the Rat Pack Reunion, and I love Frank Sinatra, and they did too. And of course, the one and only Jake the Snake.
That is a cool action figure.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's one of the most realistic ones I've seen. You know?
Yeah, right. And it's one porcelain statue. So I'm doing this shit when I was getting ready. This was kind of stuff I wore in my nightclub before there was a Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah.
So that is just some shots of me and Brenda. You know, just fun shots at some party for my buddy Kent's 60th birthday. Now, that shot there is me and Tony Cafaro when I'm running nightclubs in 1986. Here's a shot of me in the yoga doc, who's one of my partners here, one of the original shots that we ever got. This is one of my favorite shots. This
That's a cool shot.
and it's look at all those diamond cutters, and look, zoom in on me right there in the middle of the stage.
Let me see here.
Yeah, see how tiny I am.
Oh, man.
My buddy
look
Ken
at this.
Backler got this shot for me, man.
Where was that at?
This is at Cowboy Stadium, 101,000 people,
Gosh.
and I got to be on that. You know what I mean? And this is my '62 pink Cadillac, which drove Honky Tonk, you know, and Rhythm and Blues, Greg Valentine, and
For WrestleMania, was it?
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That was my fuchsia Harley that I had. So as we roll down here, there's a few things here, you know, and a lot of it ain't put up. You know, this is all different times. I went to Iraq 3 times, Afghanistan once, and this poor young man lost his life out there. And I got an email from his uncle who was in the Navy at the time, Luke, and the title was "Diamond Dallas Page fan dies in line of duty." That's what it was titled. And I read the letter, and then I wrote his mom a letter, and you know, tears are going down my face. I'm not crying, but you're weeping because it's so overwhelming, you know. As I'm writing this to her, and so the stewardess comes up to me and she goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And she asked me what I was doing. I told her. She goes, "Oh my God." I said, it's so hard to do, you know. This is one of the guys I said right there. Yeah. Chris Simpson. And I would end up going. His mother would get the the letter, or his uncle would get the letter. He sent it to his mother. His mother sent it to everyone. And then we did like a big charity thing for him to raise money for the park and to give scholarship to kids. His mother was super cool.
You know, D, just to know that he made such an impact on that young man.
Oh,
you know,
man.
How much that meant. And then it means more, you know, even thinks about how it meant to his mom that, you know, she met you and followed through and you did all that, the charity and stuff. It's just incredible, man.
She said that after he met me, he went home and he went back to his barrack. He called DDB was here. He said he was so excited.
Look at that.
There's the man.
That's cool.
Got to meet him. Yeah. And if you come down this way right there.
There's the champ.
Now, dude, the only reason you don't see me doing a diamond cutter hand sign with him, because when I left him, I wanted to meet Kenny Norton.
Right.
And I was running to go meet him. And as I came around the corner, he ran right into me, Ken Norton. And I go, "Kenny, I was on my way to go see you." He goes, "DDP, I'm on my way to see you." And he puts up his right hand. He goes, "Put your hand, let's take a picture of me and you doing a diamond cutter sign." That's the first time I ever did it with anybody.
Wow.
And it was right after that. So then you got Karl Malone right there. That's when it all came together for the angle. Charlie Barkley,
he's a good
same
guy.
night. This is Bruce Springsteen. His handler, who did everything for him, Terry McGovern, was like a big brother to me. So that's how I got pictures with everybody. I mean, I got to see his shows all the time. I could have got you in. I could have got anybody in. Over here, Willie Nelson. Met Jesse Ventura backstage back when I was absolutely nobody. He was telling me he was going to to Sanibel Island for a vacation. And I said, "Well, while you're there, man, let me take you out to dinner." And I did take his family out there. He came to the club that night. Another picture with Bam Bam and Bruce. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Jim
Kelly, my hometown, man.
Yep. Karl Malone there doing something we did in the ring. Bo Jackson.
Yeah, one of the greatest athletes ever, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the crew, the main crew of Devil's Rejects. This is me talking about I read to kids on the White House. I do it every Easter. That's me and Stone Cold and my buddy Robin and Los Lonely Boys. And this is Aaliyah. Aaliyah was a very, very famous chick in the 90s in her plane crash.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Over in here, not the biggest fan of Mr. Bush, but you know, he's the president. He's over here on this wall. And then you got me and Camden over here and Jake and me, and that's Joe Montana. This is when I was doing Hollywood Square. This is one of my favorite pictures of me and Bishop. I had to get blown up because I want to have it up there because, you know, doing this stuff and going from nothing, both of us never being picked for anything. And sometimes it would just be me and him on that Learjet coming home, you know?
Yeah.
And then this is a reading that I did. That's Sean Bon Jovi up there. And he came and he heard I was reading to kids and he came. He brought Chaz Palminteri, the actor. And other guys are very famous writers. And that's Gordon Soley with one of the other Diamond Dolls back in the Florida Championship days. Over here, that's Lee Marshall down there from AWA.
Yeah.
Ira again. Just a little collage of stuff my dad sent me. He's from Ready to Rumble. Scott Kahn, Arquette, Joey Pants, Bam Bam. These are, that's me. That's Linda back there. And that's my two girls right there, Brittany and Kimmy. This is in Rome. That's my mom and my sister. That's me and my two cousins. None of us have our front two teeth. And over here, let's start at the bottom. So Marilyn Monroe impersonator came to our club. Me and Danny Trejo. Gets me a diamond cutter here. Garth Brooks, Whoopi, Jerry and Kramer again. One of my favorite artists ever. Travis Tritt, more Hollywood Square stuff. Rumble. This is the very famous actor Paul Reiser. This is my first movie I ever did, called First Daughter. We kidnapped the husband's daughter. So I shot from Rumble, the world title. When we were filming Rumble, we did a look-alike contest, and that's considered me and Goldberg. And more Hollywood Square stuff. You look, Singer's not in this one, but he was in one of them. And so Warren Moon right there. And we're riding down over here. Being most improved wrestler of the year, along with the deal. And they did stamps on us. They did everything with our face on them. It's just some shots of being with what are those girls called? They're on
The Rockettes.
Yes, Rockettes.
Yeah.
This is Ray and Shane Helms and Booker T. And Bam Bam and me and more of that. Let's come over here. Wind it down a little bit. Goldberg and me and Arquette. This one is Ted DiBiase with me years ago.
Quite the transformation since then.
There we are again. Bringing me, you, Hammer. I think that was his chick.
Were we going to the
That's the
premiere
same
that
thing.
night?
Yeah, premiere,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah.
Me and Dusty having some cigars and drinking some beers. I love this shot of me, Bam Bam, and Canyon. This is me and Dream and Cody at Cody's state championship his senior year.
Wow.
After he'd won that senior. Here's Trade. He's coming over here in a little bit. Then you got me and Sting, Arquette, and Roseanne. Couldn't find a picture of me and Raven, so I took an action shot. Then you got someone drew this for me for Dusty.
Very cool.
This is the first pictures ever taken as me in professional wrestling as a manager, and that was what I used to get my get my name out there. Ready to Rumble. This is Dusty taking me to that concert that we saw me over there from 30-some years ago, and that's Willie, and he got up and sang Willie. He loved Willie.
Oh man, what song did they sing? Do you
Oh
remember?
God, I can't remember it all. But that's what Lee Marshall going to do down here is a surprise one here. That's Hulk, Stinger, and Pillman.
Oh wow.
It's one of the,
That's cool.
Yeah, great shot there. We did that.
Sean Waltman.
Yeah, we did it for 3. They call that, and then me and Nage.
Yeah.
Then back to the club days. That's a good band company. This is one of my favorite pictures.
Oh wow, that's a cool picture.
Yeah, pretty cool. Look at this picture of me leaning back at Hammer, like holding me up. He'll be here soon. I'm gonna call Bamboo. So over here, there they be. This being Goldberg screwing around. That's being Big Show, and with Marlon's little boy Tyler, Conan, Benoit, me surfing. Another one of those early pictures of the wrestling stuff. And I don't think we have much over here.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's the wrestler?
He's just trying to be a wrestler. I call him Rock Hard Rick.
Okay.
And then you got, this is not actually, my world title is upstairs, I hope, because I have not seen it. God's honest truth. It's somewhere in his house. But I got Wrestler of the Year for Wow Magazine, all the different action figures. That's the belt for the Hall of Fame belt. And you can see what they do is they put your gimmick in there and what year it was. So they go in the circles. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But this from me and Stinger up there. All the memorabilia had like tucked away
Man,
forever.
it's so good that you saved all this stuff, you know?
This is a great picture of all the champions from WCW. And it was so funny. David Arquette sent me this. I haven't put it up yet. He said if Elvis could be on Velvet, so can Diamond Dallas Page.
That's cool.
And there's a guy who made this for me. I thought
That's
it was really
cool shot.
cool. And come over and take a look over there. This is one of the things that we passed over. And I was telling you before when Cody was wrestling and he won his first state championship, I brought him out to LA. And he got to meet Terry Crews.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him, I said, Terry Crews could be one of the biggest stars in the world. And
Sure enough.
look where he is today.
Yeah.
And this is a shot up here. That's Rob Zombie. And he had like the greatest time ever. And then his dad always said he had 5 friends. And And I was lucky enough to be on that list, but when he died, he told Cody that, I had 5 friends, Cody, just don't ever forget that. And you can only trust the 5 closest friends you've got. And Dallas, people have gone on and off that list. He goes, Dallas never was off that list. So he wanted to have 5 guys with him for his first NWA world title shot. And that's his father-in-law, Otis, and me, Ray Lloyd. That's Kevin, his brother-in-law, who he loves, and Tommy Dreamer. So Dream, me, and Ray were some of Dusty's tightest guys, And this was the coat. I actually got, Dusty gave me that coat.
Yeah.
And he wanted to borrow it for something. And I already was leaving it to him in my will, right? And I was telling Brenda that. She goes, leave it to him. Yeah, give it to him. Give it to him now. You never wear it. I thought, you know what? You're right. So we did this interview, and he had no idea. And while we were at the interview, he said, well, we had the coat behind us and stuff. I said, well, I'm just going to give you that coat. He was like, what? Took him by surprise.
So many people don't get to see the benefits of something like that, because if you pass on, you never even get to see the look that you got to see on his face that day,
great. We got it on film.
Yeah.
And then everybody in there, his wife Brandy and the boys.
What a great night that was.
Oh my God, special night. Game pool, some cards, memories.
So we're looking at the years of just an amazing career. And the thing that I love about you, the best is yet to come. The rest of your life is going to be the best of your life.
We started this in Walden here, and just the beginning of it. But guys and girls who do the program, this is me going down to NXT. These are a lot of the stars who start there and end up there and get huge. Example would be these 2 girls right here. Shayna Baszler, she is going to be a monster star in WWE. She's killer.
She was an MMA.
Yes, MMA.
Yeah,
real deal.
Yes, yeah.
And super badass, works her ass off, does the program all the time. So is this girl right here. She's the hottest girl up there besides Becky, in Charlotte. But I've never seen a girl come into the WWE with the monster push and deliver. She's delivered. Lacey has delivered on all angles. Of course, Drew McIntyre.
Great
He drove
pictures.
7.5 hours to get here to work with me, to do the program.
Dedication, man.
Absolutely. AJ, when he got hurt, Jericho's like, you need to get with Dave. And I called him up. I was like, AJ, you live down 30 minutes from me. Get down here. He came down, spent a couple hours with me. He's been in like 5 articles he's had in. He's like, man, DDPO, got to do it 5 days a week, These 2 guys, I love them. They're from the Undisputed, Kyle and Bobby, and they do it all the time. They just showed up at the PC with a guy who's getting a really big push. He's like a superhero. I don't know if you know who Ricochet is, but he is an unbelievable athlete. And Todd, who's part of the War Machine, he was there too. And so we got this picture, at the PCs at their performance center, down there in Orlando. So I get to go down there in a couple months and work with all the young kids. And did you get a shot of all this right now?
This is we're about to do a DPY workout here in just a few minutes. We got Ice Train coming over.
Ice Train will be here. Yep.
Yeah, it's been a good time, man. But anyway, man, me and DDP, great day in the life of DDP. Take care.